Twitterers, besides, or some people who don't follow. Twitter is a somewhat difficult to explain social networking site where people basically post up to 140 character statuses about themselves. They're crazy. What are you doing? And it is, while it seems a bit silly, and like nothing on the internet seems silly. While it seems a bit silly, and it also seems very difficult to get your head around how posting 140 characters at a time can be useful or entertaining or fun for people. It is strangely useful and entertaining and fun in various ways. And also despite the fact that Twitter has many technical challenges, which is probably caused because of their popularity, it's been a growing site that has become very popular and is one of the ones that I use pretty regularly. Twitter has allowed me to keep pretty good contact, not just with people who I know personally, but also to meet new people as well. There are some very odd uses for it you may not think about right away. For instance, I have a number of folks who I follow and who follow me on Twitter who are local to me. They live on the same island. But if I want to know what the weather is like 15 miles from where I am, sometimes I'll just post a tweet up and say, hey, Oahu Twitter friends, what's the weather like in town today? And I'll get like 4 or 5 different reports about how things are in town. If I am thinking about, going down to Best Buy and trying to buy something, then I can't rely on their online. I can't rely on their online stock to tell me if something's actually in stock or not. I might be like, hey, one of my Twitter friends is Tech03. I'm like, hey, Tech03, can you run down to Best Buy for me and see if this is in stock? There's various, sundry uses to get restaurant suggestions. Sometimes you just actually meet up with people. One of my Twitter friends who's a photographer will be like, okay, anybody up for dinner tonight? People will join in. So there are multitude of uses. One of the interesting things about Twitter is it actually has an API, and we're seeing more and more websites that have an API, so people can create third-party clients from it. We do see that in various Web 2.0 type sites. Twitter happens to be one of them. So I spent some time, actually since last year, working on an Apple IIGS Twitter client that has the worst name in history, called Tutor. And it's only called that because, well, for 2 reasons. Number 1, because I couldn't think of anything else, and number 2, because it was so bad I figured that it wouldn't be stupid. So it's not quite release ready. It does work, maybe. It does work. Actually, interestingly, the TCP/IP stuff tends to all work as long as your internet connection is okay. But the user interface stuff has some issues. So, preferences, username, password. At some point, the reason that this looks a little odd, like there should be something underneath the password, is because there ought to be something underneath there where it would check on startup to see if you actually have, to check for your updates on startup. But implementing that, not so much implementing the user interface for that, but implementing that turned out to not be quite so easy, and I'm a little confused as to why. Anyway, refresh, hopefully, we'll get a list of your most recent updates, and there you go.
Wow. Hey, great.
So, put it in your text edit window. So you will see, as you can see, okay, so let's actually do it on the Firefox web client so that we can actually get pretty much a current list. So we can see how most recent tweet is from IIwitter, followed by Kirk Mitchell, who reports, Jeffy, etc. And as you can see, we got exactly the same tweets up on the Twitter client, so it's pretty up to date in that regard. You can also actually post an update. Hopefully not in all caps. Yeah, so let's see if it showed up on the web yet. It tends to. One of the issues with Twitter, and if you guys use Twitter regularly, you will know this, is that it goes down a lot. It goes down very often. Folks have heard of the fail whale. Folks have seen the fail whale. They're very familiar with the fail whale. And the other thing to note is that we actually do have like our own Twitter client info. So you can see where it's posted from. You actually have to register with Twitter to get an ID like that. So sometimes it'll be from text, which is somebody sending a SMS message from their phone. Most of the time it's from the web. Sometimes it's from mobile web. As you can see, Kirk's from the mobile web. Jeffy's from Twitter later.
Ryan, can you click on that link?